Hi everyone, Scrappy Kathy here on February 8th, and I'm doing the February 8th load prompt today, and many of you know the significance of the day. I'm going to try to make it through, but I did want to start by thanking those of you who've reached out to me today. And in the past week or so, knowing that it was coming, and you have no idea how much all that means to me, and I'm so grateful to be part of this community with all of you. So, having said that, I will tell you that I've had a very busy day. Everybody is conspiring to try to keep me busy. My son has had a million kind of office-y kinds of things to do. And I went to my personal training session and then was going to water aerobics. I actually discovered they moved the water aerobics class to like 8:30 in the morning, and it had been at 12:15 in the afternoon. So I just got in one of the swimming lanes and did a water aerobics routine. And then I got a notion that I was going to go get all my hair cut off, and I went to two places, and they couldn't take me, so I still have all my hair. But I did want to show you my personal trainer came to class with this arrangement of flowers. I think you can see that. I think that's in frame. It's absolutely beautiful. And those of you who've been watching me for a while know that John loves sunflowers. And I actually usually put sunflowers on pages about him. And there are several sunflower-like flowers here. And as you know, this peachy, orangey, yellow color palette is definitely John's taste. So I don't think my personal trainer knew that about John, but he knew it was going to be a hard day, and he was proud of me for showing up. I tried to cancel, and he didn't push real hard, but when he talked to me, he didn't assume that I didn't want to go. So I thought that was cool. I thought if someone doesn't assume that about me, then I'm going to make it true. So this is going to be a really simple page. Again, those of you who've been watching me for a while know that the story behind this is on our very first Christmas together back in 1981. Christmas was approaching, and he asked me what I'd like for a gift, and I asked him. We ask each other for lists and ideas, and just kind of had fun talking about it. And God bless him. He asked for tablet or notebook of ledger paper because the new year was coming up and he was going to be keeping track of all the expenses for taxes and things like that. So I burst out laughing, and he kind of looked at me, and I said, okay, so that's like, the least romantic gift I've ever heard of. And so we had a discussion, and I, ragged him about it and just gave him a hard time. And we ended up both laughing, and of course I got him a ledger pad, and I got him one every Christmas after that. So whenever I see ledger paper in a collection, I grab it and know that that's going to be a John layout. And he used to come with me into Archivers back in the day when we had a giant superstore of high-quality crafting products. And he'd look around at collections. And I remember one time, I think it was a Heidi Swapp collection. I believe it was Heidi Swapp. It may have been just a We Are, or not a We Are, but an American Crafts kind of generic collection that had some ledger paper, that had, you see how here there's kind of this distressing on this Vicki Boutin paper. This is from Fernwood, as you might guess from, and this I think is the paper called Fernwood. And it had maps that were kind of under the pattern. And it was absolutely gorgeous. And he found it for me and said, hey, do you like this? And so I bought about 5 or 6 sheets of it, and it's long been used. But when I saw this, I thought, okay, he'd like that. So I'll tell you what I've done. I made a collage, and in the collage there were 36 photos. And I just pulled 36 from my favorites. They're photos that I had identified as ones I would want to scrap. So there was kind of a story behind them. And some of them I've already scrapped and you've already seen. But this one where he's cleaning the tile, is how many hours did he spend cleaning tiles? We had bought this as travertine marble tile. We had bought to pave a patio out by the pool at our previous house. And we ended up coming here before we got that patio built. So we moved the travertine tiles and stored them outside at the other house and outside here. So they were muddy and had moss and lichens growing on them and all kinds of things, and really needed a good scrub down. And so we took each one and kind of put it on, patio furniture, and the two of us were out there scrubbing all those, and that's now our kitchen floor. So it's, hours and hours and hours, a lot of sweat and tears behind those tiles. So they're just, like this was in Paris. This was our first trip to Georgia to visit the kids. This is when he was trying to make a face and scare Ava. This was at a White Sox game in Chicago on our massive road trip that we took in 2016, the entire month of August. This was out at a beach. This is in the no, this is not in the Dominican Republic. That's Abaco in the Bahamas. This is at Margaritaville, somewhere in here. I don't know. And this is him with his parents. This is him dressed up in a homemade costume for Halloween, our first Halloween in our new house. Here he's actually reading a book to Barrett, but Barrett's cut out. What I did, I dragged a heart shape down onto my word processing system, and it's a shape that you can snap to, and that means you can drag other things into it and it'll fill the shape, and you can make it bigger or smaller, and depending on what you want. So I had a 6x6 square grid that I dragged in, and it snapped to this. And I just took it as it snapped. And what I'm going to do is on the back of this page, I'm going to print the entire photo, and I'm going to add little snippets of, I'm going to type up little strips that tell where and what, and I'll end up documenting, either putting the strips out here and drawing lines, So there will be more to the page on the back, but the point of this is, I'll tell you in a minute, long story, I'm sorry. The page will go quick though. The load prompt today is about, it's based on this load challenge is based on the television show Friends. So this is, today's character is Ross, and it's about when he talked about, but we were on a break. So the prompt is, what do you like to do on breaks? Or what do you like to take a break from? Something about breaks. And then you're to use a broken technique like tearing paper or cutting it. So what I've done is, without regard to the photos that are on the front, I've drawn some lines on the back of the paper, and I'm going to cut this heart, and I'm going to put it on the page, kind of to symbolize the broken heart. And so that's the break that I'm scrapping about. It could also be about the break we're on until we can be together. So I have no idea how that's going to look. It kind of cut. So I'm going to put it kind of like that. I'm not going to use a title, because if you can't tell from looking at this that it's about a broken heart, then I'm going to do it maybe like that, because I have some embellishments to go here and there. Okay, so I'm going to, down here, use these tropical leaves and this hibiscus. John loved hibiscus. He loved sunflowers, but I didn't have I have some kind of sunflower stickers. I think I'm gonna do this that way, and then I will put that on top. But we used to grow hibiscus in Houston. We could they'd stay alive through the winter, but here we grew them in pots and brought them in. And the last batch of hibiscus that we had were a couple years ago. It became increasingly difficult for us to get the pots in, so we kind of just decided to leave the plants out that we normally brought in. I know what I wanted to do. I wanted to put this penguin. He also loved penguins. So I'm going to put this penguin flare right here. And then I'm going to glue the hibiscus that way so that it bridges the flare. And then put a little glue on the flare. He had, anyway, there was one of our hibiscus that had his like yellow orange. It would just look neon almost, just absolutely the most beautiful flower. And he had that as his let me arrange that in a pleasing kind of triangle there. Okay, he had that as the screensaver on his phone, and he absolutely loved it. And I still have that phone. The phone service has been cut off, but I've kept it as an iPad or iPod kind of device. It still connects to the internet. And I just love these seagulls, and we spent so much time by the sea, just using this with the hearts. So that's it. That's my page for the day. I will, as I said, I will enhance it with things on the back, but I just kind of wanted to share this with you today. I don't normally, on load only days when there's no other challenge going on, I usually don't film them, but I just kind of wanted to be with you guys today. So thank you for being there, and hopefully it'll be easier tomorrow. Bye. Thanks for watching.